Part 3, last part. At dawn, Jacob wasted no time. He stuffed his belongings into his old truck, hands shaking as he glanced nervously at the tree line. The forest seemed to pulse with an unnatural stillness, as if holding its breath. He couldn't get the image of that creature out of his mind. It stretched, grinning face and those hollow, hungry eyes. As he slammed the truck door shut, he hesitated for just a moment. That cabin had been his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the pain of losing. Emily, now, it felt corrupted, tainted by whatever dark presence stalked the woods. He thought about burning it down, but couldn't bear to light the match. Instead, he left the cabin standing like a forgotten tombstone, marking a place cursed by nightmares. The drive back to town was tense and uneasy, every rustle of leaves along the road making him flinch. His mind raced with questions. Was it really a skinwalker? Had he just lost his sanity out there, grief finally breaking him? He thought about asking the Shoshone elders about it, but something told him that even mentioning it would bring more misfortune. In town, he crashed at a friend's house for a few days, unable to be alone. When he finally returned to his own place, he didn't sleep for nights, half expecting the terrible voice to find him again. He threw himself into work, taking on extra shifts just to stay busy and keep his mind from wandering back to that cursed night. Weeks turned into months, and Jacob slowly adjusted to life in the city, surrounded by people and noise. He never spoke about the encounter, not to his friends, not to his coworkers. He feared they'd think he'd lost his mind. Besides, a part of him didn't want to relive it, didn't want to admit that the forest he once loved had tried to consume him. But even in the city, peace never fully returned. Sometimes in the dead of night, as the wind howled through narrow alleyways and scraped against windows, he swore he could hear it, a faint, rasping whisper. "Jacob, let me in." He'd sit up in bed, drenched in sweat, clutching the knife he kept on the bedside table. Logic told him it was just his imagination, but the fear never left him. Deep down, he knew that whatever evil haunted those woods had marked him, and no distance could truly separate him from it. And so he lived, forever looking over his shoulder, haunted not just by